But let's go get Kevin Gausman. Let's send them Lucas Sims. Get a Brett Martin for Nick Sogard. So now Ellen Marrero and Emmanuel Valdez all the way over to the Arizona Diamondbacks for Vital Brujan, Willie for Kurt Pruitt and Giovanni Morin. We're gonna send down Kurt Pruitt. Currently, I can't do much more. $300 million, 9 years. Come on, you think you're worth more? I don't. Win 13-8. Couple of big games right now. Okay, here we go. How did Ted Castro had 3 hits in his first game back and a home run? Holy shit, we made it. We made it because the Athletics lost. Okay, we made it. Kyle Harrison finishes the year on a win. We make the playoffs. We got the Yankees in round 1. Luis Arias for us wins a Silver Slugger as he had an incredible season. All right, boys, we're back at the postseason of year number 6, and we are ready to take on the New York Yankees. The Bronx Bombers are arch rivals led by Anthony Volpe, Brett Baty, Aaron Judge, Randy Arozarena, Kyle Manzardo, Jordan Walker, Brandon Marsh, Gleyber Torres, and Francisco Mejia, with Caden Wallace, Trey Sweeney, Oswaldo Peraza, Ben Rortvert, and Miles Straw off the bench. And then their rotations looking like Shane McClanahan, Herman Marquez, Carlos Rodon, Joe Ryan, Mitch Spence, with Severino, Cole, and Garcia out the pen, with Cole Sands, Taylor Hearn, Eli Serrano, and Devin Williams. They were the 4th-ranked team. We were the 3rd-ranked team. This is going to be a bloodbath here in round 1. We'll see how this goes in the wild card. Kyle Harrison on the bump for us. They won 91 games. We won 87. Let's play ball here in the wild card. Arias versus McClanahan, fly out. Matt Vierling, ground out. James Outman, walks. Austin Riley swings singles. Edmundo Sosa, hit and run, ground out. Miles Straw versus Kyle Harrison, fly out. Volpe strikes out. Judge strikes out. Devers strikes out. Kyle Tucker strikes out. Ted Castro flies out. Randy Arozarena now strikes out. Francisco Mejia grounds out. And Kyle Manzardo hits a single for Jordan Walker, who pops up. Blake Sable reaches base on an error done by Shane McClanahan. Luis Arias hits into a double play, and Matt Vierling doubles for James Outman. Hit and run. A run scores off of another error, this time by Aaron Judge. Austin Riley flies out. We're up by 1. Torres pops out. Caden Wallace singles. Miles Straw doesn't even get to swing as Wallace is caught stealing, and Straw strikes out. Sosa grounds out. Devers hits a solo shot. It's 2-0. Kyle Tucker pops up, and Ted Castro flies out. Kyle Harrison now versus Volpe. Volpe, it's a double. Judge strikes out. Arozarena strikes out. And Mejia gets a hit, but the runner's thrown out at home. So now we're up with Blake Sobel, fly out. Luis Arias walks. Matt Vierling walks. James Outman hit and run. 2-run score on a triple. Austin Riley, they go to Garrett Cole. Austin Riley ground out. Edmundo Sosa ground out. Kyle Harrison now versus Kyle Manzardo. Pop up. Jordan Walker walks. Gleyber, fielder's choice. Caden Wallace strikes out. Devers hits into a ground out. Kyle Tucker grounds out. And Ted Castro grounds out. Kyle Harrison lets Miles Straws get on with a single. Volpe singles. We're going to let him face Judge. He strikes out Judge. Arozarena grounds out. Mejia grounds out. He gets out of it. Blake Sable versus Garrett Cole, fly out. Luis Arias strikes out. Matt Vierling singles against Garrett Cole. We're going to just steal second, and we get caught. We're not even going to let Kyle Harrison pitch the 7th. We're going to go straight to Giovanni Moran versus Kyle Manzardo, ground out. Jordan Walker grounds out, and Gleyber Torres grounds out. Now James Outman doubles. Austin Riley singles. Sosa hits into a double play, and Devers strikes out. Yeah, we're going to switch to pitchers again. We're going to go to David Bednar, strikes out Wallace, flies out Straw, and Volpe hits a solo shot. Judge strikes out, though. Kyle Tucker now strikes out. Ted Casto grounds out, and Blake Sabol strikes out. Bottom of the ninth, let's go to our closer, Ryan Helsley. Flies out Arozarena, flies out Mejia, hits Manzardo, and Jordan Walker strikes out, and we win game 1. Just like all those years ago. Game 2 now in New York again. Nestor Cortez against his former team. Luis Arias walks versus Herman Marquez. James Outman, fielder's choice. Devers hit and run, ground out. We get a man on second. Austin Riley, ground out. Cortez versus Straw, ground out. Volpe singles. Judge, there's a stolen base by Volpe, and then Judge flies out and Arozarena grounds out. Kyle Tucker grounds out. Meyer grounds out. Ted Casto grounds out. Man, Aaron Judge, not the same man that he was that last series that when we played him, when he hit like 480 or some shit. Mejia strikes out, Manzardo flies out, and Walker flies out. Munoz singles. Blake Sabol hit and run. Munoz gets caught stealing. Sabol singles now. Luis Arias strikes out. James Outman grounds out. Cortez versus Glaber line out. Caden Wallace hits a double for Miles Straw, who hits a single. Volpe now walks. Judge with the bases loaded. Cortez Jr. strikes him out. Now Arozarena strikes him out. He gets out of it. Devers hits a solo shot versus Marquez right after. Riley pops up. Kyle Tucker hits a double. Marcelo Meyer hit and run. A run scores off a double. Ted Casto walks for Yera Munoz, who hits a single and drives in a run. It's 3-0 for Blake Sabol, who flies out, and Luis Arias, who walks. James Outman, yet to get a hit, flies out. Nestor Cortez versus Mejia line out. Manzardo lines out, and Jordan Walker grounds out. Devers strikes out. Riley singles. Kyle Tucker singles. Can we get a rally? Meyer hit and run. They go to DV Garcia to try and mix things up. Myers flies out. Ted Casto grounds out. Now Glaber's up versus Cortez. Ground out. Caden Wallace grounds out. Miles Straw grounds out. Yair Munoz versus Garcia ground out. Sabol grounds out. And Luis Arias singles. James Outman singles. Devers fielder's choice. Volpe now strikes out. Judge walks for Randy. Randy strikes out, and Mejia walks for Kyle Manzardo fly out. Riley now strikes out. Kyle Tucker hits a double. Marcelo Meyer hits a single that drives in a run. It's 4-0. Ted Casto yet to get a hit. Walks. Yair Munoz flies out, and Blake Sabol hits a single. A run scores. It's 5-0. Luis Arias, they go to Cole Sands. Luis Arias fielder's choice. Jordan Walker against Nestor Cortez. Walk. Glaber flies out. Caden Wallace strikes out. Miles Straw hits a double second and third. Cortez finished the inning. Ground out 5-0. James Outman walks. Devers singles. Austin Riley hits a sac bunt for Kyle Tucker, who grounds out. Meyer, though, hits a 3-run bomb right after. It's 8-0. Ted Casto versus Luis Severino gets a single. Munoz flies out. We're going to pull Nestor Cortez. We're going to go throw in Brett Martin versus Aaron Judge. Single. Arozarena reaches on an error. By who? By Luis Arias. Mejia hits into a double play, and Manzardo pops it up. Blake Sabol in the ninth walks. Luis Arias hits into a double play. James Outman a double. Devers pops it up. Now in the bottom of the ninth, we're going to go to Johan Duran versus Walker out. Torres ground out. Caden Wallace ground out. And the Boston Red Sox yet again eliminate the New York Yankees. And now we have our worst fear in the Tampa Bay Rays. I'm scared. I am scared. Let's see the other matchups now. LA and Minnesota. Atlanta and LA, and Miami and Philly, and then it's us in Tampa. Let's go check out the Tampa Bay Rays. with Amari Cauldron, Josh Lowe, Wander Franco, Xavier Isaac, Alejandro Kirk, Michael Tagolia, Heliot Ramos, Curtis Mead, and Jonathan Aranda, with Brady House, Victor Mesa Jr., remember it was Victor, Danny Jansen, Albert Cartwright, and Lindor off the bench. I'm guessing Lindor bats versus lefties. Yeah, he does. And then pitching-wise, who do they have? Alex Manoah, Brady Singer, Taj Bradley. Oh my God. With Franklin Daniel and Shane Baz, rounding it off with Cole Wilcox, Ryan Weathers, Brendan McKay, Joe Barlow, Brendan Hughes, and Andres Munoz. I'm scared. Pitching rotation, we're gonna go Kyle Harrison, Nestor Cortez, because you know what? They just did it against New York. Hopefully they can do it again here against Tampa Bay. I'm worried. Kyle Harrison, here we go. We know what we're rocking with. Luis Arraez versus Alex Manoah. We reach on an error first pitch by Francisco Lindor. Hey, let it go our way. James Outman hit and run pop up. Devers pops up. Riley ground out. Okay, we can't take advantage of it. Cauldron versus Harrison, single. Lindor strikes out. Franco flies out. Xavier Isaac. There's a stolen base by Cauldron. Isaac strikes out though, doesn't matter. Kyle Tucker singles. Marcelo Meyer pops up. Ted Casto hit and run, ground out. We advance a runner. Yair Munoz grounds out. Kyle Harrison versus Kirk. Kirk now reaches on an error by Austin Riley. Brady House reaches on an error by Devers. Victor Mesa strikes out. Heliot Ramos ground out. Second and third for Aranda, ground out. The two errors don't bite us for Blake Sable, who gets on with a walk. Luis Arraez hit and run. We don't advance the runner. James Outman swings, strikes out. Devers hits a 2-run bomb versus Alex Manoah. It's 2-0. Austin Riley singles. Kyle Tucker hits a 2-run bomb of his own. It's 4-0. Marcelo Meyer pops it up. Kyle Harrison versus Cauldron, ground out. Lindor singles. Wander Franco walks. Xavier Isaac strikes out. Alejandro Kirk flies out. Ted Casto now grounds out. Yair Munoz strikes out. Blake Sable strikes out. Kyle Harrison versus Brady House, strikeout. Victor Mesa strikes out, and Heliot Ramos strikes out. Luis Arraez grounds out. James Outman grounds out. Devers singles. Riley, they go to kill Cole Wilcox out the pen. All right, during the regular season, not a high overall. Riley strikes out. Kyle Harrison versus Jonathan Aranda, singles. Cauldron, stolen base. Cauldron, a run scores. We're gonna go to a righty. Let's go to Kevin Gausman versus Lindor. Gausman singles allowed. Franco fly out. Xavier Isaac pop up. Alejandro Kirk ground out. It was the right choice. Kyle Tucker singles. Marcelo Meyer singles. Ted Casto bunt. Sack bunt. Second and third for Yair Munoz, who walked. For Blake Sable, sack fly. We get one. It's 5-1. Luis Arraez hits a single. It's 6-1. James Outman singles. Bases juiced for Rafael Devers, who hits a line out. Damn. Gausman, we're going to ask of another inning of you against Brady House. Single. Mesa, single. Okay. Heliot Ramos, we're going to just pull. We're going to go to Giovanni Moran. Heliot Ramos hits a 3-run bomb. Jonathan Aranda walks. Cauldron flies out. Lindor pops out. Franco strikes out. Guys, we need more. Riley versus Ryan Weathers. Single. Kyle Tucker singles. Okay, first and second, no out. Marcelo Meyer, fielder's choice. Ted Casto, we need a sac fly. We get it. It's 7-4. Yair Munoz then hits a double, and it's 8-4. Blake Sable, they go to Brendan McKay. Blake Sable lines it out. Let's go Giovanni Moran, at least against Xavier Isaac. He walks him. Kirk, he walks him. We got a pull. Okay, seventh inning. Let's go to David Bednar. Fielder's choice, Victor Mesa strikeout, Heliot Ramos ground out. There we go. Luis Arraez strikes out. James Outman walks. Devers singles. Riley hits a 3-run bomb. That's the insurance we needed. It's over, 11-4. They go to Ryan Burr. Tucker pops out. Myers flies out. Bednar, We'll ask Bednar to pitch another. Aranda strikes out. Cauldron strikes out. Lindor grounds out. Ted Casto now against Joe Barlow flies out. Munoz flies out. Blake Sable pops out. And now to close it, we're going to call on Kurt Pruitt versus Wander Franco. Strikeout. Xavier Isaac strikes out. And Alejandro Kirk lines out. We win 11-4 in Game 1. Absolutely insane. What an insane Game 1 that was. Everyone got a hit except Ted Casto. Incredible. And speaking of Ted Casto, he has just been struggling so much. We're going to go to Vital Brujan to DH. We're going to move Vital to left, and so then we can have Yair Munoz DH because Yair's actually been hitting well. We're going to move Yair up to 7 as well. Pitching rotation, we're not going to change a thing. Kyle Harrison, thank you. That's all I can say. Thank you, Kyle Harrison. Now we got Nestor Cortez here for Game 2 against Tampa Bay. Here we go against Brady Singer. Luis Arias flies out. James Outman singles. Devers hit and run pop-up. Austin Riley fielder's choice. Now Nestor Cortez versus Cauldron single. Lindor strikes out. Wander Franco fielder's choice. Xavier Isaac strikes out. Kyle Tucker strikes out. Marcelo Meyer grounds out. Yair Munoz strikes out. Nestor Cortez versus Kirk walks him. Brady House hits a bunt for Victor Mesa, who strikes out, and Heliot Ramos singles. Jonathan Arandia first and third, 2 outs. He gets caught stealing. They don't even get a chance. Vital Brujan flies out. Blake Sable grounds out. Luis Arias grounds out. Jonathan Aranda hits a solo shot. Cauldron walks. Lindor singles. Wander Franco hits a single, run scores. 2-0. Xavier Isaac 4-0. We're switching pitchers. Aaron Nola pops out. Brady House ground out. Victor Mesa strikeout. James Outman pops out. Devers grounds out. Riley flies out. Nola versus Ramos single. Aranda doubles. A single from Cauldron. It's 6-0. Lindor hits a bunt. Franco out. Xavier Isaac ground out. Kyle Tucker fly out. Strikeout. Munoz flies out. It's 6-0. It is not looking good as they have runners on first and third and hit a single. Heliot Ramos makes it 7-0. Brujan singles. Blake Sable reaches on an error, but a runner is thrown out. Luis Arias strikes out. James Outman now reaches on an error by Heliot Ramos. Can Devers make him pay? He does it 7-2. Austin Riley grounds out. Aaron Nola allows a double to Cauldron. We're going to pull. We're going to go to Yohan Duran. Lindor strikes out. Franco hits a bunt for Xavier Isaac, who walks. And Kirk strikes out. Kyle Tucker hits a solo shot. It's 7-3. Meyer grounds out. Munoz flies out. Vital Brujan strikes out. In the 8th, we're going to go to Kevin Gausman versus Brady House, who hits a solo shot. That's going to be game. I don't imagine it's coming back. Sable singles. Arias walks. They change pitchers to Weathers. Outman strikes out. Devers flies out. Riley hits into a fielder's choice. Gausman next inning. Jesus Christ. It's now 9-3 after another solo shot. And we lose Game 2 9-3. Completely different story than Game 1. Completely different story. Mainly the pitching. Our pitching wasn't there, and that was the thing in the regular season against this team. Our pitching can't show up. Hunter Green now Game 3. Cauldron strikes out. Josh Lowe hits a solo shot. Franco flies out. Isaac flies out. Arias hits a double. James Outman hits a single. Devers on a hit and run. Caught stealing. There's only a man on second now. Fly out. Riley ground out. Jesus Christ. Kirk, Hunter Green. Kirk strikes out. Toglia grounds out. Ramos hits a double. Curtis Mead strikes out. Kyle Tucker hits a single. Marcelo Meyer strikes out. Yair Munoz hits into a double play. Jonathan Aranda singles. Cauldron strikes out. Josh Lowe pops up and Wander Franco hits into a fielder's choice. Vital Brujan flies out. Blake Sable hits a single. Luis Arias flies out. James Outman strikes out. Hunter Green versus Xavier Isaac ground out. Kirk grounds out. Toglia singles, but Heliot Ramos strikes out. Devers strikes out. Riley grounds out. Kyle Tucker at least gets a single. Marcelo Meyer grounds out though. Curtis Mead walks. Aranda singles. Cauldron strikes out. Lowe strikes out, and Wander Franco strikes out. Yair Munoz flies out. Vital Bruin grounds out. Blake Sable strikes out. It's 1-0 still in the 6th. Isaac flies out. Kirk strikes out. Toglia grounds out. Luis Arias fly out. James Outman swing strikes out. Devers grounds out. We can't get anything on O. Heliot Ramos flies out. Curtis Mead flies out. Jonathan Aranda singles. Cauldron singles. Lowe 2-run scores off a triple. It's 4-0. We're going to be down 2-1. We tried to have a pitcher's duo, and then a 3-run bomb. Joan Duran lets up. What is our offense? And we get a runner thrown out home. We're gonna lose 7-0, 10-0. My bad, because Joan Duran. But that was just a complete collapse. We need to come back. Like, this is. I mean, obviously it's a must-win game, but I mean, like. Let's go Logan Gilbert. But he hasn't gotten a chance to pitch, so we'll at least give him a chance to pitch. He strikes out Cauldron, Lowe grounds out, Franco grounds out. And if we win, at least we get Kyle Harrison next game. Luis Arias grounds out. James Outman strikes out. Devers singles. Riley flies out. Xavier Isaac strikes out. Kirk grounds out. Toglia grounds out. Kyle Tucker now singles. Marcelo Meyer singles. We have first and third for Yair Munoz, who hits a sac fly. Vital Brujan hits into a double play. Heliot Ramos doubles. Curtis Mead strikes out. Jonathan Aranda, who's been hot, strikes out. And Amari Cauldron hits a double and a run scores for Josh Lowe, grounds out. Blake Sable singles. Luis Arias hit and run. We get a stolen base. Hit and run again. Luis Arias stolen base. Sack fly him. Why'd we do that? Okay, sack fly. Okay, James Outman sack fly. Okay, it's 2-1. Devers pops it out. Logan Gilbert versus Wander Franco ground out. Xavier Isaac flies out. Alejandro Kirk singles. Michael Toglia strikes out now. Austin Riley singles. Kyle Tucker singles. Marcelo Meyer flies out. Yair Munoz hit and run doesn't work. Vital Brujan fielder's choice. 2-1 still. Heliot Ramos strikes out. Curtis Mead flies out. Jonathan Aranda strikes out. Ronaldo Hernandez in it hits a double. Luis Arias flies out. James Outman hits a single and a run scores. It's 3-1. Devers flies out and Austin Riley grounds out. Logan Gilbert, keep it up. Amari Cauldron singles. Josh Lowe, double play for Franco, who singles. Isaac strikes out though. Kyle Tucker hits a solo shot. We're up 4-1. Marcelo Meyer, they go to Brendan McKay. Okay, Marcelo Meyer singles. Yair Munoz strikes out. Vital Brujan bunts him over. Sack bunt, man on second for Ronaldo Hernandez, who flies out. Gilbert versus Kirk fly out. Toglia grounds out. Heliot Ramos flies out. 4-1. Luis Arias grounds out. James Outman flies out. Rafael Devers hits a single. Riley strikes out. Curtis Mead versus Gilbert ground out. Jonathan Aranda grounds out. And Amari Cauldron grounds out. Kyle Tucker versus Ryan Weaver strikeout. Marcelo Meyer grounds out. Yair Munoz though hits a single and Vital Brujan flies out. Okay, Josh Lowe versus Logan Gilbert. Josh Lowe singles. Franco strikes out. Xavier Isaac pops out. And Alejandro Kirk walks. Michael Toglia strikes out. Blake Sable has a minor injury. We'll bench him. And Logan Gilbert gets player of the game as he goes the distance in the one playoff game and to win us a game, to force a game 5 in Tampa Bay for Kyle Harrison. Oh man. Okay, lineup wise, we're gonna do some changes. Vital's gone. We are not gonna start Vital again. What? We're gonna go Matt Vierling this time. Yeah, and we're gonna let Kyle Tucker go to DH. Yair Munoz is gonna handle left field And then Matt Vierling will go to right field. Okay, and then also, instead of Luis Arias leading off, we're going to have Marcelo Meyer lead off. Okay, versus lefties, we're going to have Matt Vierling lead off, and then we are going to have Devers hit second. Kyle Tucker's going to move up to 5. Okay, there we go. Ronaldo Hernandez still going to be batting 9. And here we are. Are you sure? Whoa. Yeah. Okay, Game 5 in Tampa Bay. Kyle Harrison on the bump for us versus Brady Singer. Can we get it done? It's our righty lineup. Here we go. Marcelo Meyer leading off, grounds out. James Outman flies out. Devers singles. Austin Riley singles. Kyle Tucker flies out. Cauldron versus Kyle Harrison, ground out. Lindor pops out. Wander Franco singles, though, for Xavier Isaac, who walks. For Alejandro Kirk, who flies out. Luis Arias strikes out. Yair Munoz singles for Matt Vierling, his first game. Hit and run, ground out. Ronaldo Hernandez singles and brings in a run. Ronaldo Hernandez brings in Yair Munoz in the top of the second of the ALDS. Man, can you believe me saying that right now? You'd say that at the beginning of the year, I'd be like, man, that's crazy sentence. Marcelo Meyer grounds out. Kyle Harrison versus Brady House pops out. Victor Mesa flies out. Elliot Ramos, who's been good, grounds out. James Outman singles now for Devers, who hits and run, caught stealing. Devers flies out. Riley strikes out. Our top batters couldn't get it done there. Jonathan Aranda doubles for Amari Cauldron, who hits a single. First and third, sack bunt Lindor. Wander Franco, we're going to walk the batter to face Xavier Isaac, who hits a grand slam. Kirk grounds out. Brady House flies out. Kyle Tucker flies out. Luis Arias singles. Munoz singles for Matt Vierling. Swing, he strikes out. Ronaldo Hernandez drives in a run. It's 4-2. Marcelo Meyer pops up. Victor Mesa grounds out. Elliot, we gotta pull him. Let's go to Kyle Pruitt versus Jonathan Aranda. Strikeout. Cauldron grounds out. It's 5-2. James Outman grounds out. Devers grounds out. Riley flies out. Pruitt flies out Lindor. Franco flies out. Isaac strikes out. Tucker singles. Luis Arias, fielder's choice. Hit and run. Doesn't do anything. Matt Vierling, fielder's choice. Kirk doubles. Let's pull. Brady House. Let's go to Giovanni Moran. Ground out. Victor Mesa. Ground out. Elliot Ramos walks for Rondo. Pops up. Ronaldo Hernandez grounds out. Myers grounds out. Outman doubles for Devers. This would be a clutch moment, Devers, and he grounds out. Cauldron strikes out. Lindor strikes out. Franco flies out. Riley versus Brandon Hughes flies out. Kyle Tucker hits a double for Luis Arias. Can we get another run, maybe? A 2-run bomb. Luis Arias, okay. We got a little life here. Yairo Munoz grounds out. Matt Vierling lines out. Fuck. Xavier Isaac versus Giovanni Morani. Pop out. Kirk walks. Brady House strikes out. Victor Mesa, a guy gets caught stealing. Ronaldo Hernandez, I'd pull you, but you've been hitting well. They go to Andres Munoz, strikes out. Marcelo Meyer. Fuck. We gotta go Meyer. Meyer swings. James Outman, you're our last guy, strikes out. And just like that, we lose in the ALDS of year number fucking 6. Like, just, man, maybe I shouldn't have fucking started Meyer up. Like, maybe I should have just left it as Arias. Like, just like to lose like by one, like it was just that grand slam. We couldn't recover from that. Like, take away a grand slam and they lose. We held them outside of that. Tough series, boys. Tough series.